Hi, welcome. Good day, good morning, good afternoon, good everything to you and all who are currently watching our stream. Welcome to episode 6 of Avatar Reclamations. We're in the end game now. We're headed towards the end of our first book arc, and we're gonna have an exciting session. Maybe a little combat, maybe a little spice. Who knows? Sugar and spice, everything nice. I'm Riley Gritch on Twitter and Twitch. That's GRYC, not other spellings, because Czech is an interesting language. I do things online and stuff, and here's everybody else. Christiana, take it away.
Hi, my name is Christiana. You can find me on Twitter at Carpe Christie. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Satya, who also uses she, her pronouns. She's in love with 2 people. She likes to stab things, and she's a little bit of a rebel sometimes, but also she likes peace. So psychoanalyze me. All right, Ellis, your turn.
What's up? My name is Ellis Smith. I use they, them pronouns. You can find me on Twitter at Hekvetica, HEKVETICA. Today I'm playing Shoza, who is large of arm and dumb of ass. And I'll pass it over to Jay. Take it away.
Hello, everybody. My name is Nala or Jay. I use they, them, and today I am playing the icon Choyu, who uses they and he pronouns. Maya.
Hello, my name is Maya. I use she, her pronouns. I am playing Ji Young, the Guardian, who also uses she, her pronouns. Tall girl, beautiful, love her. I don't know, stuff. For sure. I'm a person. I'm on Twitter and Twitch at Anxious Maya, and yeah. I'm sleepy today, guys. Who hasn't gone? Is it Nikki?
I believe it's just me. All right. I'm Nikki. I use she, her pronouns. I am co-creator here at TTRPG. I am playing Junsho, who is all the most neurodivergent parts of me put into a bundle of chaos, and I love her. Who also uses she, her pronouns.
Sick. All right. We begin the day, not the day after, but the day after the day after. The festival has come to an end. The small valley where the cave entrance of the Cave of Two Lovers has been evacuated of its supplies, and where once a great pitch and field was held and once a great beast lay to be tamed, it has all begun to come down, and it is all in pieces and parts as we see an airship rise from the surrounding forest and take to the sky. Early morning seem acceptable to everybody? Not early morning, but morning, so everybody's woken up. Ship is shape and flying. And
Because Fior's not here anymore, so yeah, everyone's up.
That's true.
June shows up if it's past 10 a.m.
Who's flying the ship?
She has taught
Izuko?
G. She has taught Izuko. Like, she's
True.
taught so many people. And I figure Izuko's probably an early riser because she runs a company. She
Oh yeah,
business
Izuko's
so.
super early riser. Yeah,
Girl
Izuko
boss.
Izuko would be at the helm then. And the ship is headed in a south by southwesterly direction over the forests and to a portion of the world that is still covered in many, many forests and is more of a peninsula. So there's the coast with the mountains that lead up to Amashu and the great desert on the other side of it. And then there is a channel, not quite a bay, but more of like a river growing wider until it leaves a bit of a peninsula. And that peninsula is sort of the direction that is being headed by the ship. And what might you all be doing? I love the ponderous faces of everyone. What would I be doing this
I can
morning?
start just because I think it'll be very simple. I think if it's
Yeah.
early in the morning, G is probably finishing up putting on her makeup for the day, and just sort of like, I don't, what do G and
Yeah.
Sasha sleep in the same room?
100%.
I would assume so, right? Yeah. So then I assume she would just be sort of like doing that, and if Satya is not awake yet, just sort of chilling and keeping quiet so she can sleep in.
We can say it's like 8-ish to 9. Like, yeah.
Yeah. So G would just be finishing up her makeup and waiting to do whatever Satya needs to do.
Satya has actually probably been awake for like an hour or two and has come back to the room after like doing some exercises, some like quick sparring moves just to keep herself on 10, and is watching G do her makeup and just like, that's nice.
Fair.
The two of them, I'm guessing that their quarters are below deck, that most of our quarters are below deck. And they just hear dun, 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 as above them the ceiling kind of shakes and a little bit of dust sprinkles down, and then they hear dun 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 dun, and it does it again. And up above deck, Shoza is holding the biggest, heaviest barrel they could find and is just running back and forth, just working up a sweat, getting that endurance.
This wakes up Junsho, who comes tearing out of her room, up the stairs, and looks at Shoza and is like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
I missed the joke.
Shoza, we've talked about this. You don't do this so early. I was still sleeping.
It's not, they put the barrel down and then they just kind of lean against it and they gesture to the sun in the sky. It's not that early. You always do this. You're always like, it's so early, but it's like, then the sun's right there. And so it's like, is it that early? You know?
Shoza,
Giving me the,
if you can see the sun out of your periphery, meaning the side of your eyes, and not by looking up, it's too early to be waking me up.
Well, but does that change because we're on an airship? Because we're higher up.
Because the sun will always be higher than us.
Okay, fine. All right. I get it.
I'm awake now. Did you eat breakfast already?
Yeah, I ate breakfast. Your girlfriend's flying the ship. Everything's fine.
Girl, I don't have a... Are you talking about Izuko?
Hard cut to Izuko. What? In the distance.
Juncho waves back. Did she eat breakfast?
She did. I helped her.
Okay, good.
She seemed to like it.
Sometimes guests don't think they can eat, because they're guests, so I'm glad that you made sure she ate. I'm gonna go eat and have some caffeine.
Okay, cool. Speaking of eating, did you feed Dumpling?
Are you talking about me?
We're talking about Dumpling.
I'd love some.
No. Shoza looks at June. Did you feed Dumpling?
Did I feed Dumpling? The first thing I did this morning was come up and yell at you. I'll go feed Dumpling and then I'll feed myself, okay?
Okay. All right.
Next time, will you wait until you've seen everyone awake before you do this?
Shoza has already started picking the barrel back up. What?
You're shaking the whole ship.
Sounds like an engineer should take a look at that. Oh. And they pick it up and they start just like doing presses.
Juncho just walks away because she knows if she stays and tries again, she's gonna blow up again. And she goes back downstairs, feeds the turtle duck, and feeds herself.
I'm probably in my room, the captain's quarters, and I am writing a letter to my mom to tell her that I did the thing and that I #committed to to taking the throne. And I'm partially doing this because I want to beat whatever letter that Pin might be sending to my mom about how I deviated from tradition and whatever, all that stuff. I think by the end of the night, I don't know if Choyu could tell if Magistrate Pin was like upset or not, but they want to beat whatever letter that he might be sending to my mom, so they're writing a letter first, and so that's what they're doing this morning.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yep.
Does anybody have anything else, or should we fast forward slightly? Okay. Later in the day, like an hour or so later, let's say, is the first time that you see another vessel in the area. Hold on, I don't have a document open. This is bad. Oh no, I'm a bad. Yeah, the ship is going down. I'm kidding.
How dare you not have your notes ready? Come on.
I know.
Episode 6.
I know. It's embarrassing, and I should feel bad, and I do. So
No.
The ship you see is interestingly, actually, who might spot this vessel? Who might be in the best position to see below the ship and be looking at the land and such?
I think G is almost always on the lookout, but I don't know if that would if anyone else feels like they would be like specifically looking at the ground, like feel free to take it. But I just know that G is always like on lookout.
That's fair. So I'll give it to Satya and G then. You both notice that the ship is a Fire Nation ship, which is a little strange given that this is a little too far south. I should explain the politics of this area just a little bit. Recently, the Republic City has been established, and a lot of the lands that had previously been taken by the Fire Nation are now slowly coalescing into a new unity and polity. So it's not unheard of to see a Fire Nation ship this far south and this far into traditionally Earth Kingdom territory, but it is a little uncommon. It's not rare, but it's certainly uncommon to a degree.
Should we tell the others? Does it look like they're gonna approach?
It doesn't look like they're on approach. It looks like they're going out to the ocean, and that they may have come down the inlet some ways.
And did you say this is like a ship on a river, or is it another airship?
Ship on a river, yes. It is a Fire Nation style water-based ship.
Okay.
So the big old steamers, you can see the black steam going of coal.
And it's heading towards the ocean, you said?
Mm-hmm. Headed out to sea.
Okay. We need to, even if it's nothing, we should let everyone know that that's a thing.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Okay. You can see like Satya was like trying to do something with her hair for once, but she's like, all right, let's just go.
What do you want to? I can go. You can finish this, and I can go tell.
No, it's okay. Let's go. It's just a sign. I don't need to worry about this anyway. It's just always. Come on, let's go. It's okay.
Okay. They're gonna go off, but just like a little thing. G has started to braid her hair the way that Sasha braided her hair at that one time. And so just like I think she kind of like almost looks guilty. She's like, oh, but I had time. Oh, but they go off.
Sure. Who do you contact first about it, I guess? Do you
Is
just want to
Shoza-
let everybody know, or
Well, I assume Shoza is maybe the first person we bumped into, or maybe Izuko. I'm not sure.
I think G would be making a beeline for Shoryu's cabin personally, but like she'll let anyone who she sees all along the way know.
that's fair. So let's just say that through collective action, both Satya and G would have alerted Choyu, Shoza, and Junsho.
So we got a Fire Nation ship heading out to the ocean.
Yeah.
I know
That person that y'all used to hang out with,
Uh-huh.
are they Fire Nation?
No, Nimbia was like Water Tribe.
I think she's
She was the
talking
best.
about Fior, who is also Water Tribe.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, he was Water Tribe too.
Oh, okay.
As you guys are talking about Fior, Choyu is notably quiet.
Satya is notably seething.
G is looking at both of them like uh, I don't know if this is G talking now, sorry. I don't know if it means anything. I don't know if it's important. I don't know if it's a concern or a potential positive. I just wanted to let folks know it doesn't seem like something that's normally in this area. I know we're looking for Shearshoe hunters, question mark?
Yeah, and they were supposed to be near the river, so that ship looks big enough to hold a Shershoe or two.
Show you.
Just Riley, quick question. So
Yeah,
they're
quick
heading
answer.
out to sea back towards the Fire Nation?
Let me
Or-
put this map into our
I'm very visual.
channel. Yes, and it's going to be
Map chat.
helpful. Map chat, map chat, map chat, map chat.
On the map.
I'll put it in
on the
notes.
map,
How about
on the
that? Is that
map,
okay?
on the map.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So it is uploaded.
Yes.
So if you open the map and you go to the western edge of the Siwang Desert, you see the city of Omashu. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Looking for the city I'm going to rule. Here it is. Yep, found it.
The Cave of Two Lovers is just to the left of it. Do you
Yep.
see how there's that river that sort of extends out into the ocean and then
Yes.
that peninsula? You are above the river and the ship is headed out to the ocean.
So here,
That other river just south.
this small one.
The smaller one, yes, that's
Okay.
correct. Yes,
Okay.
that is the
Cool.
location.
And then Fire Nation is where?
Fire Nation, if you zoom out, is due
Up.
up and east, due up and west, sorry.
Okay.
And the Water Tribe is southerly from there. Yeah,
I see.
south and west.
I see. Wow, this is a cool map.
Yeah. I am sorry I haven't used it earlier. We didn't really have cause for it to be used earlier. But yeah, this is a very detailed map of every location visited from Avatar: The Last Airbender in order of seasons.
I genuinely want this on my wall. Like
Fair.
It's
so
really
bad.
pretty too. Yeah.
I love like the art of them in the corner. Sorry, we're getting completely. I'm taking us off topic. Let's the Fire Nation trip. Setting for the. Sorry.
You're fine.
I think this would be the point at which Choyu would tell everyone about Fior. So I think, yeah, like they've been pretty quiet this whole time, and then I think they just say, I have news.
Good news.
No, clearly not.
In
I was
in
just trying to be hopeful.
in
It's
it's good and bad
Good news and bad news voices.
at the same time.
Okay. I'll take that.
That's a new one.
Remember the town that is called something? What is
Haitian?
The town where we met the little kid.
Hey,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Haitian. Hey,
Yeah.
what?
Mm-hmm. Haitian. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, cool. Take two. Remember Haitian?
Uh-huh.
The woman there mentioned a woman who was looking for the Shirshu and stated that she was wearing blue and black, among other things, other descriptive words. I've been thinking about this for the past couple days, and I think this is Fior's family. I'm not sure, but
So you think that Fior's family is hunting the Shirshu?
I guess I don't know why they would.
Man, that guy was
But-
such a dweeb. Oh my gosh.
I
That makes sense. His family would. Oh, okay. So we gonna blow this ship up then, I guess? Like, because I could
Yeah,
could
let's do it.
do like a
Wait,
mech
Whoa,
drop.
whoa.
Wait.
Oh.
Center.
We
What's
gotta
up?
figure out what's
Hi.
happening first.
First, two things. Two super quick things. The this Fior person who I do know who this person is. If you think that their family is the one involved with the Shirshu, then we have no reason to bother the Fire Nation ship below us at all, right?
yeah, that
Was-
was the second part of what I was gonna say is
Oh,
is
right.
that I think
Yeah.
if it's them, then I don't think this ship has anything to do with it, but it could be worth flying down and asking them if they've seen anything. Maybe.
I was thinking that if they're in the same area that the Shirshu was supposed to disappear in, they might have seen something.
I mean, they could be working together. What if they just don't
It
have
could be worth
the vessels to transport the Shirshu? So they found someone who does have it and paid them.
Okay, that is entirely possible.
Satya
I-
is so smart.
I feel
You're
okay.
smart too,
Wait,
Shitza.
Oh, thanks.
Satya is smart. I am not at all refuting that. However, I do think maybe we shouldn't jump to the worst possible conclusion here. We can try and talk to them and be ready for a fight if necessary, but I don't know if we should drop a mech on them.
It just sounds like this guy, Fior, has all the worst possible things attached to him. So maybe
So
I'm being
you-
a bit rash.
Choyu frowns a little, full well knowing that they dated.
Satya says that full well knowing that they dated.
G is looking back and forth between them again.
Oh, that's pretty awkward because Choyu and him dated.
Yeah. It's not personal. I'm just saying, like, what kind of person, tries to kidnap the person that they say that they love or like or whatever. It's just.
And then they
Very
leave
misguided
with
asshole.
like the nicest lady you've ever met. And it's like, okay, maybe the nice lady could just do this, And it's anyway, so about the ship, we should look at it.
Yeah. Why don't we make it like contact?
Do you
Like a
want to
mech?
make contact or do you want to assess the situation?
Oh, gee, why
Moves.
don't you assess the situation?
Take
Take a
Assess
look.
like
Situation.
Don't get all excited now.
out of character, I think it's just really funny because they're definitely in my land, in my territory.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing here?
Hello.
I'm walking here.
Hey, I'm walking here.
I'm rolling
Hey, welcome
here.
to Avatar The Last.
I'm rolling here. Fuck. All right, I can assess the situation. Is it me? Am I doing it?
Would you like to? It's
I
open
mean-
to anyone.
I feel like honestly, metagaming wise, G's not great at this. In game wise, I don't know if anyone else is like actually. I feel
You're the
like
one
everyone
who's-
else is
you're the one
mad.
who
I
saw
would.
the ship
Fire
and looked at the
Nation,
ship.
so I
You
think
should-
Junsho is interested. Like,
Okay.
Like,
How about G and June give a roll then?
okay.
I'm cool with that.
Assess the situation is
That's creativity. Roll with.
Fan-fucking-tastic. Okay.
I'm glad it's fantastic for you.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a 12.
Okay, I got
Okay.
an 8, which is actually quite good for me.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So let's have G ask a question, and then Nikki, you can ask your 2.
Okay. I guess, okay. I'm gonna do like a variation on one of the questions that's listed, which
Yeah,
is
of course.
do I think this is a threat?
That's a very interesting question to ask about this specifically. Given that the ship definitely has spotted you. You're an airship. It's hard to fucking miss, you know? Like,
I forgot.
you're not exactly in a stealthy vehicle. Like, you see airships coming. Given that the vehicle has spotted you and the vessel, the boat, is still going out to sea and has not changed its direction, is it a direct threat? That's not behavior of somebody who's a direct threat necessarily, you know? Like, if they had turned, or if you had like seen people on the boat moving around in a different way, that might indicate some sort of threat. They're just staying the course. It looks like they have a destination they're headed towards. Now, if you engage them, will they become a threat? Potentially, but as of right now, no, they're not a threat. Asterix could be.
Okay, so
Does
that's
our-
perfect.
Does our vessel fly a flag? Do we have a flag?
Good question.
It's kind of clear that it is a Water Nation boat because it
Right.
started as a Water Nation ship and then we added the things to make it fly.
Yeah.
Where did you get it from?
Fior.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
So
Yeah.
because what I was gonna suggest / something I think would be funny is this Water Nation boat with Fire Nation flying stuff, but then we have an Earth Nation flag on it because I think it'd be funny if when we left Omashu, one of the things my mom gave us was a flag indicating, oh,
Yeah.
you're the prince. You can fly this from your boat. It'll be great. And I was like, oh, thanks, Mom. No. And I shoved it away. But we could fly that after I said I'll do the thing. And then we put it on the boat.
So I need a
confuse
call
them.
on this. Which flag is being flown? Because that
I-
will factor into my response on
I
the ship.
don't think Junsha would let us fly a Water Nation flag because she
Yeah.
Okay.
hates Fior now. And I love
Sure.
the idea that Shoza found the Earth Kingdom flag and was like, oh, this is pretty, and like put it up.
Do we want to canonize that?
Perfect.
We're all good with that?
Yeah.
Cool. So let me revise my answer slightly, Maya. Yes, you do see the ship begin to turn towards upriver. It's not in a threatening way. It's not hard to port and all of a sudden, you know what I mean? But it is a maneuver. Is it
Yeah.
a threatening maneuver? No,
We shall
no clue.
see.
You shall see. But you do see folks on the deck.
I liked them better when they were just going in a straight line, but that's okay. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Okay.
And speaking
Alright.
I
of
liked
figuring
you
it
better
out,
when you were minding your business.
Yeah, I liked you better when you were just fucking paying attention to where you were going. All right. Sorry, it's Junsho's turn now.
that's okay. You also get a +1 ongoing on acting on this answer. So
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay, so confirm, like, I want to confirm, make sure I understand. This is a Fire Nation ship that we are looking at.
correct.
Okay. Can I ask a question that's not on the list?
Absolutely. Please feel free to riff on the situation.
Do I recognize anything about this ship? Like, are they flying a flag I might recognize? Are they using gadgets that I might know? Like,
Yes. And in point of fact, you go to Izuko to confirm this as well, because she's a Fire Nation shipbuilder. Like, why would you not, you know? And you're like, does that look like what that looks like? And Izuko leans over. Yeah, that's a older model Fire Nation vessel. Like, maybe 30 to 40 years ago? I'm not sure. It's at least a couple decades old in style. Look there along the seam. It's got a breach that was previously patched up.
Oh, interesting. Huh.
What was that face, Maya?
Do you think it was like
That was me, Maya, having a potential like ding moment, but that's not relevant because she doesn't know shit.
I'm interested in your player ding moment, though. I'd love to hear what that might be.
You want to hear what my theory is?
Yeah.
The ship that was crashed in the Southern Water Tribe.
Interesting. That's a really interesting theory. I wonder if it's true.
The what?
So in the first couple episodes of Avatar: The Last Airbender, the very first couple episodes, when Katara and Aang go penguin sledding, they end up at an old Fire Nation ship that had been crashed on the shores of the Southern Water Tribe during the initial raids. One of the few ships that the Water Nation managed to, that the Water Tribe managed to like ground and stop, and it was left there, and it had like a breach in the side, and they explored it, and it looks like an old ship with a something in the side that's been repaired, and she doesn't know shit. That's what's pissing me off. She doesn't know that shit. Fuck, keep going.
Yeah, we don't have any.
Sorry,
Well, actually, G.
I mean, why wouldn't she?
G canonically watches Avatar: The Last Airbender and would know this information. Actually,
Big fan of the cartoon.
She's
G.
read all the
Yeah.
she's read all the stories from the fan club.
Uh-huh.
She's listened to the serialized radio drama about done
I'm in
by
the
the
out-
Ember Island players.
She was in the Avatar Aang fan club that canonically exists. When she was like young.
Yeah.
We're joking, but
That
That
canonically
could be-
exists. I know.
Yeah.
I don't know if she would. I feel like she would actually probably. do that
Yeah.
when she was
So
like
I have
young.
one more
young.
question, right?
Sorry. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
still
yeah,
Juju's
yeah.
turn.
Okay. So then, okay, I kind of feel like none of these really make sense. What here can I use to slow them down?
interesting. Here on the ship, do you mean?
Like, yeah, because it just says what here can I use to blank. So like, is there anything on the ship? Can I do I have any fun gadgets I might be able to use? Which I could make up something.
Okay. Let's play in this space, shall we?
Play in a space with me.
Let's play in this space together. Let's talk it out. You're pirates. Like that's your whole like thing. Like Choyu, Shoza, and you were a pirate crew, right?
Yeah.
Like nice pirates, not shitty pirates. Well, you know, Fior withstanding. But shout out to Fior. We love Glyza, sorry. But how might you have pirated? Like, what was your thing? Would you have tried to board vessels? Like, how did you execute your piracy? Let's say.
I feel like with this like showboaty that Fior is, and like what we did with the caravan, that we were definitely the type to like board someone during the daylight hours in full view, no fear. So I feel like we definitely have gear for boarding people for sure. So we have
'Cause we
already
had those
established
zipline
that we
things.
have like the line that can be hooked to my mech suit, and we have the extra like, and so we have that going, and we already know that exists. So I feel like we would also have like some kind of like sandbags and stuff like to use as well, especially with our earthbender. Now that we know how powerful our earthbender is, we definitely have some sandbags going. Can you imagine Chuyu just like throwing sand, like full, like those burlap sacks full of sand, like
Pocket sand.
I mean, Shoza could too, but I feel like Chuyu could do it even better. Junsho cannot. Maybe in her mech suit she could. But anyway, so I think Junsho picks up like that's not current Fire Nation stuff, everybody. That's old Fire Nation stuff, so it's very unlikely that there's Fire Nation people on that ship. I'm gonna go put my mech suit on now, and she like runs off to put her mech suit together and comes back and she's in full mech suit, ready to go.
Yes. I think as soon as Junsho says it's probably not Fire Nation on there, G goes into like brr, brr, like alarms going off mode.
Kill Bill siren.
Kill Bill, yeah, for sure. And yeah.
Satya is unapologetically like sitting in the most inopportune place, just like in the way, and is very visibly sharpening her daggers.
Fair.
When you say in the most inopportune place, do you mean like, are you sitting in the middle of the hallway? Like,
yeah, like everyone, she
great.
wants everyone to see that she is sharpening her daggers, like she is ready to fucking go.
That's so great. Okay, cool. I was trying to picture what you meant by that.
I just imagine like all of us running around and we're all stepping over her, like as she's like
absolutely
flops down middle of the deck or something. And I think this is the excuse for Choyu to be slutty. I think they go to change, or they like because I think they're wearing I don't know what, but they put on something that is more easily moved around in. Yeah, so Choyu is slutty now. Ugh.
There we go.
But I think like in the cartoon, you just like tear your clothes in half, and I'm wearing something else. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a completely new costume. Totally.
It's an outfit that could not have possibly fit underneath what I was wearing before.
Yeah, totally makes sense. So as everybody's getting stanced up and getting ready to, engage, Izuko will have come down and found Junsho and sort of been like, are we attacking them? I'm unclear. Do you want me to keep on approach?
There is a slight possibility that Chuyu's asshole ex-boyfriend is on that ship and tried to kidnap Chuyu and was very fortunate in that
just air my trauma out.
Saved their life, because I was ready to light his ass up. So
it's true.
Yeah, we might be fighting some people. Do you have any fighting experience?
I've been fought, but I don't fight.
I don't know what that means.
Pretty lot of bullies, younger kids. No, not really. I don't fight people, I guess.
She can drive.
We need to give
Choyu just says walking by.
You're gonna
Choyu says tying up their hair. Oh, you can drive.
Yeah.
So
driver.
You stay up here. The rest of us have fought before. So you'll stay up here, keep the ship going. If you have to do evasive maneuvers and then come back for us, that's totally fine. Like, I'll have a line connecting you to the ship, so we're good. But yeah. And she's not a bender, right? Like, she doesn't have any bending?
Nope.
Great.
No bending, no fighing. Just tech.
We should give Izuko a gun. That's my hot take.
Well, I was gonna be like, I have a protective thing that I've been working on.
Oh.
That I don't know if it works though. But we could certainly try it out.
Okay, I'm all for protection and being safe.
So, I want to write in that Junsho has been making
a knife! No! What?
Sorry, once again, as per usual, the chat, our Zoom chat is hilarious. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to write in that Junsho has been working on some kind of like displacement vest of some kind, like some kind of like vest that can absorb damage of some way or deflect things, or some protective style vest. Let me see if I have any cool
Bulletproof vest to stick with our gun talk.
Yeah, basically.
Kevlar, yeah.
I was about to say Earth Kingdom Kevlar style.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find if I have what kind of move that might be to make something like that. Rely on your skills
That
and
brings up a
training?
good question. I'm not sure if there's any rules about crafting in the system. I think, and Ellis, you being sort of well-versed in the rules and PBTA in general, it's more like a narrative device, like I make the thing.
Yeah, so if the way PBTA works is if there isn't a move for it, just do it.
Yeah, okay.
So
cool.
Yeah,
so if there isn't a move for it and it makes narrative sense, which Junsho making something makes narrative sense.
So we can say that you have a displacement vest.
Okay, so might be kind of heavy.
You just cut to Izuko, who is very, very small, like slightly under 5 feet, and is just swimming in this vest that's being held down.
Well, it wouldn't be that big, because Junsho's probably started making this with her in mind when she joined the ship. So it will be her size, but if she's not used to fighting or like wearing armor, like it's gonna feel heavy to her. But it is her size. Like it was made for her. But she's gonna be sore afterwards for sure. Like her shoulders are gonna hurt afterwards from wearing it because it's heavy. So it's not gonna be comfortable, but at least you'll be safer.
Nice, looking strong. Shoza slaps him on the back. That's good. And they finish tying off their dao to their waist. All right. Don't eat everything while we're gone, okay? I know you. All right. I know how you do. Yeah, a little monster. You'll eat anything. It's
fair.
So good.
I'm not normally like that.
You can. Hey, you don't need to hide anything around us. All right. And Shoza walks over to the edge of the ship, looking down at the Fire Nation ship.
So are we doing our usual? Are we just gonna jump on Chuyu? Like, what's your plan, friend?
Choyu is just thinking, because I think now that they are the person who has to come up with the plans versus prior, it was more of Fior just doing whatever the hell he wanted, and then we all just kind of made shit up around that.
I need to interrupt this because Ellis, you've said something very specific that I need to gauge with. You're looking over the side of the ship.
Oh God, headshot. Shoza gets sniped. Oh, damn it.
KO!
Should have stayed down. Everybody stay down.
So you're looking over the side of the ship, right?
Yeah.
So you are now close enough to the vessel to see who's on board. Like, it's within eye shot. I'm not even going to make you roll in a set situation. Those folks are wearing blue and black.
All right.
Question. Did you ever meet Fior's parents?
No,
we did not, because when the original scene was, I was supposed to be going to meet his parents for the first time. Yes, he told me all about them in private. I don't think the twins would have heard any of this, but like he would tell me about his family, but I'd never met them before. Because he had previously told me he had a rocky relationship, whatever, pressure, whatever, blah. Yeah.
I think
totally makes sense.
I think Shoza does know like about Fior's parents, because Shoza and Fior have that in common with like the pressure.
But I haven't met them.
But we haven't met them because I think we knew Fior longer than Choyu, but not that much longer.
That's true, yeah.
Fair. This is good to
Then we might have enough. Then we might have the same information, but told in different contexts, like friend to friend, and then like lovers telling each other about their problems.
Yeah, that totally makes sense. So leaning over the side of the ship shows it. You're able to see that these folks are clothed in pretty modernized versions of typical water tribe garb with a specific blue and black scheme. There's the blue, but all of the fringes that were white, it looks like have been dyed black or are black fur.
How many people are above deck?
Roughly a dozen.
Oh.
Including a woman who bears a striking resemblance to Fior.
Sheza looks at everybody down on the ship and then looks back at Shoyu and says, yeah, they're all dressed in like black and blue and half like there's a lady. She looks a lot like Fior.
Fior!
He's not here right now.
Wait. Was that the woman on the ship? Ah! What?
I leans over with like her mech suit
close.
on. She's just leaning over as well.
I am pulling or trying to get y'all to stop pulling a Fior and yelling over the side of our boat.
Sheza pulls against you and leans over. What's it to you?
Really quickly, G is gonna look to Choyu and say, like, what do you want me to do? You're gonna stop them?
I just
No yelling over the edge.
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. G is going to, in the gentlest way possible, like just under the arms, headlock and pull.
Oh, we're doing this now? Okay. You're wild.
Whoa. No.
What do you mean he's not there?
So I like to imagine from their point of view, they're looking up and they see the person who is leaning over get yanked back.
Yeah.
And Junsho's still leaning forward, and so when she says, "What do you mean he's not there?" Junsho goes, "Nimbia took him home."
Who's Nimbia?
Oh, fuck. You didn't just...
How does Fior's mom not know who... Like, she turns to Chuyu. How does Fior's mom not know who Nimbia is?
Hey, can we back away for 1 second and like figure this out? Come here.
No, come back.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Oh, come here. I'm gonna let go of Shosa and run over to Junsho.
Sheza immediately walks over to the edge.
Oh!
Well, people are gonna kick your ass. What's it to you?
No.
The moment that is said, you just see her motion, quick hand gestures, and every person on deck begins grabbing low and then bringing over. And you see water at the front of the ship begin to bubble over it, and the ship begins to dive.
G is gonna like push in front of Shosa and say, "We're not necessarily gonna kick your ass. We're trying to figure out what's going on. Wait.
Warning shot.
Can I...
Now I'm actually pissed off. G is.
Choyu is also pissed off, but for like a different reason. We are just a chaos crew.
I think, would it be fair to think that she would? I'm trying to battle between Maya, who knows a lot of shit about Avatar, and G. Would G recognize what they're doing?
It begs the question, how familiar is G with the Water Tribe and their tactics?
So in the way that I wrote my backstory was that her moms were an earthbender and a former Kyoshi warrior who were like in the war, like to an extent.
Okay.
I feel like maybe they taught her to fight. Like they might have talked about like what. That's kind of up to your. I'll take whatever you think makes sense from that.
You would absolutely know what is occurring because the attack force on the day of Black Sun specifically utilized this maneuver and created the first submersibles.
Yep. All right. I'm going to turn to Choyu and say they're diving. We're going to lose them. Do you want me to stop them? What do you need?
So can I like do you reckon Choyu would be powerful enough to somehow raise the bed of the river up? Or at least make two walls so even if they dive they can't go anywhere? Or punch their ship with a rock?
Any of the above.
Yeah,
So-
any of these options.
Yeah. So previously, and I guess we can have a conversation. Part of Avatar Legends, the RPG, is that bending is left up to the discretion of, the group and like abilities. Previously, we had established that Choyu is powerful enough to pull pieces of a mountain off, right?
Yeah.
In my watching of The Legend of Korra and rewatching The Last Airbender, something that I was able to note about earthbending in particular, and sort of all of the elements in some way, fire comes from one's own breath and the particles around, the heat surrounding an area. That's where sort of firebending is derived from.
Mhm.
Water bending, you always need water nearby. It doesn't have to necessarily be touching you, but it's within eye shot or like 60-ish feet. There's some notable instances of incredible water bending that stretches that limit, specifically through the Avatar state. And the Avatar does a lot of stuff. Aang and Korra both are able to distance earthbend, and a lot of earthbenders are as well, but they sort of keep it at that level of earthbenders need to be in a point of contact with the earth that is attached to the earth that they are trying to bend, if that makes sense. I would say that since there is an element between you and the water, as between you and the under part of the river as well, I don't think that would be possible, just because that involves you going through another bending medium to do so. If there wasn't a river there, we could probably figure out like something to go about that, if that makes sense. But just sort of, I don't want to get too technical with like, what can we do bending and what can't we do? But does that make sense as like a general, like overall working framework for that?
Yes, that makes
Okay.
sense.
I
So the
would
issue is that there's water on top of it, not that it's too far away, because when I bend the mount, or when in the first episode when I bent that mountain, that was also really far away from me.
Yes, but
And technically there was air between it and me.
I have a question.
I think
Yeah.
what it also is like you're standing on a ship right now.
Yeah.
You're not connected to the earth because
That's what I was gonna
Satya
say.
also has bending, but she's not using it because she needs to be connected with it. She's definitely not as strong as you.
Yeah.
She can't like do things without touching earth.
and
If
air
we-
is flighty, like all
No,
of the
I know.
other
That was a
elements.
joke.
Yeah,
That was
yeah,
a
that's-
joke.
That's totally fair. But yeah, it feels like because like Toph couldn't really do much when she was like water bound, earth bending wise. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess
you
we're
could-
jumping on this ship out of character, or like.
Okay.
I was going to ask how high are we? Because
Yeah,
it's
like, what's the
within my
distance?
character to jump.
Within shouting distance, what would you say that is?
Like 30, 40
I have no
feet.
concept.
30,
30
yeah,
feet.
30 feet.
To be able to hear each
I was
other, we
gonna s-
can't be that high up.
I was going to say 100-ish. Like there's nothing else going on sound wise except the ambience of the forest and river and such. And water is a very good conductor of sound. So 100-ish, is that okay?
That's fine, because with
Okay.
the connection that she has with her little like thingy, Junsho's able to jump off without getting hurt, so she's
Word.
ready.
Cool.
I think then more in character, G is going to say, G's going to ask Choyu again, like, what do you need? What are we doing?
I think Choyu just says we need to stop them.
All right. G turns to Junsho. You said you have a way down.
Yeah. But are we going underwater?
Hopefully not. If we get there fast enough, and if we do, you don't have to come with if you don't like going underwater.
It's the suit. The suit's not made for underwater. But I do
got
have
you.
something that might help you. And she runs down
Me?
below deck real quick and comes back up with like a one of those old tiny diver helmets.
Oh yeah.
And connects
love that.
For me?
connects a second row, like one of her lines connects another one to the to it, and it has like handles on the side. You're gonna jump with it.
Oh, what? Okay.
So you have air if you go under.
Okay. Okay, I understand. Great. Fantastic.
It's essentially an old school personalized diving bell. Yeah.
I understand. G is very confused.
When you all look back towards where the ship is, you don't see Shoza because
Oh,
they already
fuck.
jumped off a while ago.
100 feet!
Junsho notices and also jumps after explaining to G how the helmet works, and then jumps.
Yeah. What actions is Shoza currently taking, by the way?
I mean, Shoza's jumping from the ship to the ship and using firebending to course correct and reduce their impact on landing.
Quick question for
Yeah.
as a player.
Yeah.
Because Satya hasn't really been saying much, she's just been prepping, and she is trying to get off the ship. She wants to go. She doesn't care about talking. She wants to do it. Would it be safe to say that she was like, yo, Shoza, can I go with you? Because she doesn't think that she can make the fall by herself, but could go with Shoza.
Yeah, Shoza would just toss you on their back and then jump.
As soon as G realizes Satya's not on the ship, she's over the edge. Like, fuck.
She's
off.
like-
come on.
And
Yeah.
then thus
She's in
just
dark
leave
mode.
me staring down as everyone has jumped.
God.
Satya is our hermit.
Do it.
No.
Because Choyu is just like, the reason why I'm hesitating is because Choyu knows what they want with me. Like, I'm definitely a giant target. And me, the player, is living for this chaos. Choyu hates this. Like, I think inwardly they're just like, why can't people just sit and think for one moment?
Can I ask something really quickly, Riley?
Yeah.
How long ago in game, because I know we've been doing a lot of talking, how long ago in game did they start submerging?
I'm going to say, so that's a good question. Order of operations, they begin diving. G and Junsho do an aside to strategize, get the bell. And during that time, Satya and Shoza have leapt off the side of the ship and are now actively going down. And I think it's a little early in the day, but is this an okay place to sort of break for a bio break?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
fine with that. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, I gotta
cool.
pee.
Totally.
So
Sick.
we will. So setting the outro scene, we see the ship begin to dive. Junsho and G have done their aside, and then they both say, "Wait, where's Satya and Shoza?" Like blinking marks of where they had previously been on the ship. Hard pan to the two of them throwing themselves over the side of the ship and waiting to go down and land on the vessel, and then Junsho and Ji-young following rapid suit, pun intended, with Choyu on board. Why does nobody ever stop and think? And with
I
that,
think they say that and then they jump over because I think like they,
yeah.
yeah. They're
They
just
say,
like,
why does-
ugh.
Why does nobody ever think? Jump. And we will end the first portion of today's episode on that moment. We're going to take 5 to 10, and then we're going to be back with some ship-to-ship combat, baby. All right. See you soon, folks. Hi, welcome back. Let's kick some ass. All right. So the way that combat works in Avatar Legends, I need the players to talk through and commit to what they're going to do in this exchange. Defend, maneuver, advance and attack, or evade and observe. All of y'all jumping off the sides kind of sounds like an advance and attack to me, unless somebody has a difference of opinion.
I think it's a matter of when we want to start framing the scene and the fight, because all of these waterbenders are currently, by my assumption, well, not all of them, but most of them, by my assumption, are waterbending to submerge the ship. So I think we would have time to land and then decide. That's up to you.
Yes. I will say so you have a lot of the waterbenders submerging the ship. I will say there's about 5, so a small group of them who is like prepared to like take on board attackers. And then you have Fior's mom, who is not assisting. And the moment anybody, I won't say what my commitment is, but we will begin this exchange before boots hit the ground, let's say. Boots hit the ship deck, shall we say.
I think...
Go for it.
I think... excuse me. I think because I'm the last one to jump off, I think specifically I'm looking for a spot where I can have a good defensive position, because Choyu is a little bit stubborn, I feel like, and I think they still want to try to talk, especially because they revealed that they think Fior's still with us, which is like, what the hell? So,
Sure.
Yeah.
And I think that if possible, if you think it makes sense, G would be trying to also defend the maneuver specifically. Well, it doesn't matter because I have to roll for it, but she would be trying to land in a position following Satya, to be in a place where if Satya is attacking or if Satya is getting attacked, she's like there. If that works.
Yeah, could you just run that by me again?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, I just want to, if possible, take her jumping off the ship and onto the Fire Nation ship as a defend and maneuver, specifically because she's trying to like seize a position where she can protect Satya or be around Satya.
Okay, so it sounds like Choyu and Ji-young are choosing defend maneuver as their actions. Okay. Are the rest of you...
Shoza will definitely be advancing and attacking.
Same.
Okay. Same.
Are there any visible weapons on the deck of this ship that they have?
None whatsoever.
In that case, she is going to also... I can't evade and observe, can I? I don't think that she would... I don't think that she's a... Well, you know what? She is an attack first kind of person. But she's also really interested in what the fuck is happening. She's really confused because, like, why doesn't Fior's mom know who Nymphia is? But anyway, so she's going to defend and maneuver because I think that she's there to back up Shoza because Shoza jumped down and she's still trying to figure some stuff out before she tries to, like, hurt anybody.
Okay. So, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. What are you choosing again? Just which thing?
Defend and maneuver. She's just going to jump down, be Shoza's backup.
Okay. So we got 3 defend and maneuvers, 2 advance and attacks. Yes? Cool.
Sounds like it.
Okay. So we're going to resolve those 3 defend and maneuvers first, and then follow up with those advance and attacks. For the record, all of the NPCs are going to be advancing and attacking as well. They're committing to that. They don't want you on the ship. So I guess.
I will say, so like the first thing when like Shoza hits the deck, they are going to shout, take out the benders. Like their whole goal here is to stop this ship from submerging. Like, so
Someone
regardless
listen
of
to
their
Chill
action
You.
or turn order, they are shouting that as soon as they land.
Yeah, fair enough. So while Satya and Shoza may have landed first, it takes a moment for you to begin your attack, if that makes sense. So which of you would like to resolve your defeminate maneuvers first? Between Maya, Nikki, and
I feel like, and feel free to jump in, guys. I feel like G might have landed first out of the people who were defending and maneuvering, because we're
Sure.
the three who
Okay.
jumped last. But I feel like it was like Satya, Shoyu, G, Junsho.
I didn't jump
Shoyu.
first.
I meant say Shoza.
Ah.
My bad. So if it's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
You can go first.
please go ahead and roll if that's the case.
I dropped my dice, but I picked it back up again. That's not great, everybody. Hey guys,
Your face.
guys, that's not awesome. That's
Oh.
6.
You are acting on information gained from your such situation.
That's 7.
There you go. Okay.
Riley
you can
just
choose-
saved my ass.
Hey, I'm playing with the
That's
system. and trying-
what you do.
Yeah. If it was a 5, you would have been screwed. But yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So you get to choose one basic technique or a mastered special technique.
Okay, I will choose. I think. Well, my master technique is divert, which specifically has to do with. Can I? Okay, so divert is step in the way of blows intended for allies. Can I do that before anyone's attacked someone? Like, can I preemptively do that, or should I?
100%.
I can. All right.
Yeah, it's get down, Mr. President. Like,
All right, cool. Then I think G is going to like hit the deck, roll, come up next to, if not kind of in front of Satya, and just prepare to divert anything that comes at her.
Yeah, for sure. Junsho or Choyu?
Junsho's going to retaliate. So like if they hit her, she hits back. And so what it says on retaliate is to steel yourself for their blows. Each time a foe inflicts a fatigue, a conditioner shifts your balance. In this exchange, inflict 1 fatigue on that foe. So
cool.
So that's what she is up to.
Excellent.
And I rolled an 8 for that. I don't remember. I'm supposed to roll, right?
Yeah, and an 8 means that technique is going to succeed. So
did you add your focus?
Yeah, that's with
Okay.
my focus added.
Sorry, just
Cool.
checking.
Yeah, so you're going to be able to execute that technique, and that leaves Choyu.
So I roll first.
Yeah, you roll first, and then she's type. Yeah.
I got a 10.
Excellent. Okay, so a 10 is going to grant you 1 learned and practiced special technique, or 2 basic and mastered special techniques.
Okay. I think I'm gonna do the 2 basic. I'll do already, so to make myself prepared, because that's a status I can give myself. Ready for what's coming. I can take +2. Okay, yeah. So I mark a fatigue to ready myself, and then I'm also going to seize a position. So once I get down there, I want to pick a defensive position, and any foe engaged with me can mark a fatigue to block me from doing that. But yeah, I'm trying to like get to somewhere higher up, because I also want to like kind of try to get close to Fiora's mom, not to attack her, but so I can talk to her if I...
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense. How about we resolve those advancing attacks from Satya and Shoza?
Before we get into that, Jay, your ready technique, you assign a fictionally appropriate status to nearby foes or yourself.
Yeah, I
I
said
did.
prepared for myself.
Oh, prepared is a status.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even see that. Okay, cool. So advancing and attacking. Let me look at my parry. Anyway, so Shoza is going to when I land, just standing up and just looking up, what is Fior's mom doing?
She's looking like she's about to attack the first person whose boots touch the ground, which would either be, well, I guess it's yours and Sashia's.
Mm-hmm. So advance and attack. Okay. Strike, pressure. If foe cannot choose to use pressure. Interesting. Yeah, I'm going to roll, I guess, first, right? So
Okay,
roll.
yep.
Ooh, and it's plus passion, so I got a 10.
Nice. That's 2 for you. Or one of the practiced or learned.
Right. I am going to pressure G's mom. Or G's mom. Sorry. G's mom's here. Get her. I am going to pressure Fior's mom. So pressure, impress or intimidate a foe. Choose an approach. Your foe cannot choose to use that approach in the next exchange. So I'm going to say on her next exchange, she can't choose to evade and observe.
Okay.
And then I am going to use overwhelm. Throw a punch with all your weight behind it. Mark 3 fatigue to inflict stunned on an engaged foe.
Okay.
Stunned, you're caught off guard. You can't act or respond for a few seconds until you steady yourself. So the way I picture this is Shoza hits the ground, looks up, sees Fior's mom, shouts like, hey, like get the benders, like take care of everyone submerging the ship. And then they are literally just going to like almost more like I picture Shoza getting much more like what's his name, Bakugo on My Hero Academia with their fire bending, and they just like slap the ground and it like propels them forward like through the air, and they just like slam a fist into Fior's mom.
Hell yeah. So here's how we'll resolve it all. Boots on the ground, you do that, and it sends the shot that she was trying to take at Satya wide enough so that G is able to block it. And the shot was just that water stream coming over the side. She's absolutely stunned and caught off guard as well.
Sorry.
Yes.
Super fast. Divert specifically says when an ally within reach suffers a blow, you suffer it for them. So would that be me taking a blow, or is that more for flavor?
I think because it was such an overwhelming attack from Shoza, you take the blow, but the blow has such a reduced force behind it that it doesn't actually connect. Like it's just negated from that action, if that makes sense.
Right.
And I do need to resolve Satya's. Sorry, I did almost forgot that one. But what would you be doing as well on your advance?
Well, I rolled an 11.
Nice. Okay.
So she is going to use one basic technique and one master technique. So first she's going to start with Disorient, which is her master technique, on Fiore's mom, and it says pummel an engaged foe with quick blows and mark 1 fatigue to shift their balance away from center. So I
Okay.
will do that. And depending on, like, how is she facing me? She's like facing me because G took a hit that was intended for her? Okay.
Yeah, basically.
Well, that does not make Satya very happy. And about like very like 3 quick moves. Sorry, chat. 3 quick moves, and she's got like little slashes on her palms.
Fiore's mom?
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
Oh shit.
Damn.
Oh shit.
Stunned, punched in the face, and now slashed across the palms.
Yeah.
Fiore's mom goes down fucking hard on the deck. Like, she's not dead, she's not unconscious, but those are some brutal openers.
Okay.
The group of her sort
Oh
of
my god, you guys.
her sort of support crew, that small group of waterbenders, tries to throw attacks at Cho Yu and Jun Shou and Ji Young. I believe, Nikki, you have retaliate on that? Yeah?
Yeah, so if anyone hits me, they're also taking fatigue.
Yeah, so you want to flavor how they get fatigued, like how their actions might occur.
Yeah, so I'm like in a mech suit, and also I'm a lightning bender.
Yes.
Fully lightning. Just zooming through this thing. So if they touch me, it fucking hurts. And what is water, guys? It's a conductor.
A conductor.
So,
Yep. So the first initial
Middle school
shots against the
science.
mech are immediately like water touch, old school science shock down the arm. Each of them is just and lets out cries. Not a lot of people look like they want to engage directly with the mech after that. And both Cho Yu and Ji Young had taken a ready, I believe.
I took the
Yes,
divert.
I readied myself
Okay.
to gain the prepared status.
And remind me about prepared again. You ready for what's coming? Yes. +2 to appropriate. Gotcha. Okay.
Yes, basically I can spend prepared to either avoid marking a condition or to get +2 on a roll.
Okay, cool. Both of you were hit and would take an impaired condition. So if you want to use it for that, you're more than welcome to do so.
What's an impaired condition?
Impaired
So
would,
impaired.
yeah, you're slowed or off balance. PCs must mark 1 fatigue or take 2 to all physical actions.
Take 2, like take a -2, or
Take -2, yes.
okay, I'll mark a fatigue.
I forgot to take my second thing.
Fair. Okay.
Oh, shit.
So
Sorry.
we'll resolve that, right? You got 2 because it was a big roll. But since both of you were prepared on your ready actions, you can ignore that impaired.
I was not
Okay.
prepared. I did divert,
You did divert. Okay.
Yeah. so I take it.
Fair enough.
That's a fatigue, right? That was the
That
thing.
is a fatigue. Yep.
And the slowed condition, is that what you said? I'm so sorry. I can't.
It's
find the
okay.
page.
We are,
Page.
She said impaired is the condition.
yes, impaired is the condition. Thank you.
Okay.
And Satya, your second thing. Sorry.
No, you're good. I forgot about it in the moment too, because I was a little horrified at myself. But to continue in that vein, I would like to think that maybe another bender who was close by, seeing me just go ham on palms, which is like really sensitive part of your body, is a little
Especially for
intimidated.
vendors.
Yeah, exactly. Is a little intimidated by that. So I want to use pressure to make the closest bender not be able to take an advance and attack.
All right. That will be the group of benders. I'm treating that as one entity.
Okay.
So use palm slashing their leader is definitely going to put them on the back foot and not want to attack and do anything next time. So this exchange has fully been resolved. But the way that combat works is if we can continue fighting, like it's just we have a moment to talk or do things, but the moment a next blow or somebody is committing to another exchange occurs, we do this whole cycle again, if that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah. I like that because it means combat can occur for as long or as little as you want. And the objective is not health points necessarily. It's about narrative. Yeah. So, Cho, you had said you wanted to get in range, and Fior's mom is pretty much all ears on her backside right now after y'all palm striked your way onto the ship and punched the shit out of her.
Yeah, I know. I was coming down to talk, you know.
No, we're making it so that you have the high ground, so to say.
Yeah, this is what the Jedi would call aggressive negotiations.
Hair caught in my microphone. Yeah, so I think after seeing her go down, Choyu is going to run over there, and I want to, like, they're not being overly aggressive about it, but I want to grab, like, the front of her shirt to, like, sit her up against the side of the ship.
Sure.
Because otherwise I'd be leaning over her, and that's weird.
Sure. So you just sort of, like, slam against the wall. Yeah. And she just, like, looks straight at you.
And I think, like, as I'm looking into her eyes, I see the resemblance that the audience has previously seen. And I think I falter just a little bit.
And in that falter, I need to ask a real quick question. Shoza, what did you prevent her from doing next exchange? Was that evade and observe, I think?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, she's going to advance an attack on Choyu. So let's do another exchange.
Well, but she's stunned.
She is stunned, yes.
So, I mean, it's up to you two how much time you think this counts as and how long it's been, but they're caught off guard, can't act or respond for a few seconds until they steady themselves.
So the way that I had it going out, and you can correct me if I'm wrong if this is an assumption, Jay. The push and shove against the wall would be, a couple seconds of action. And then there looking in the eyes might be like a 1-2 count. And then show you clearly faltering might be like the opening that she has to sort of rally. If that doesn't make sense, we can absolutely change this.
Absolutely. This is me making character decisions, which will probably hurt, but narratively makes sense.
Fair enough. Okay. I did. That's a good
Gave
note
you that
about
opening.
the stun. Yes. But it's sort of like Choyu blew the stun that Shoza had earned on this falter, which makes perfect narrative sense. And yeah. So
I did push her up on the corner of the boat.
You did do that.
I did one thing.
You did a thing. Yep.
Is there time for G to try and do a defend move?
I think now we're entering another exchange. So
Are we entering another
exchange?
Is that how it works?
We are entering another exchange. Yeah.
Okay. So wait, who goes first? What's going on?
So we're all declaring our actions against the same thing as as what we did last time.
Got it. Sorry, I'm learning.
Hey, you're fine. We're all learning. This system, again, disclaimer: this system isn't even fucking published yet. Like, it's not out. It's not here out in the world. There could be big changes in the book. These are just the quick start guides, and this is technically the first time we've ever played using the actual rules with combat.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
If possible, then just really fast jump in. If G sees Fior's mom basically like winding up to attack Choyu, they're going to try to do defend and maneuver.
100%. And the telegraphing here is immediate and clear. Like, Choyu is looking at Fior's mom. They lock eyes. There's a huge pause, and then you see water just come up as she raises her arm to just do one of these.
Oh God. Okay. Is it? Do we declare and then roll, or do we all declare? Or
Yeah, we all
what?
declare first.
We
Yeah.
all
All
Okay.
declare.
Great.
So
I've declared.
declare, reveal, roll. Yes. So that's your declaration.
Sorry. How close are Shoza and I to like a mast or a sail?
Interesting thing about the ship: no masts, no sails. It's a Fire Nation vessel, so it's being run on coal.
Okay.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Got it. Mm,
I will get my declaration out of the way.
Cool.
Shoza is going to look to like literally like before Satya like even attacks Fior's mom, like Shoza, hits this person like a human rocket, and then is going to move just like to the next waterbender that they see submerging the ship. So I will advance and attack on that person.
Hell yeah. Knock him out. Knock him down.
I'm also doing the same thing.
Cool. So defend maneuver, 2 attacks, show you and Junsho.
I
think I'm still-
Sorry, go ahead.
I think I'm declaring defend and maneuver still.
Okay.
Junsho's attacking. I would like to try and stun one of these waterbenders so they can't bend.
I heard you. Could you say that again?
Yeah, so one of the statuses that you can impose is stunned.
Okay.
And so I was gonna see if I could strike them to stun them.
Oh, so you're
with
doing
a-
an advance and
with
attack.
a shock, with a lightning strike.
Okay.
And so.
So conditions are different from statuses. Conditions are like the angry, afraid,
Yes.
guilty, insecure stuff. So for strike, if that's what you're doing, I think that's what you said, where it says mark a condition, you would choose one of those, not stunned, trapped, impaired,
How do I do
etc.
how do I stun them then?
Certain moves, like Shoza's move, Overwhelm, has it as part of it. But if it doesn't say it, then it just that one can't do it.
Yes.
But I think
I
in
can
advance and attack, there's smash. So you can mark 1 fatigue to destroy or destabilize something in the environment, possibly inflicting or overcoming a fictionally appropriate positive or negative status.
Yeah, so then I would do that one.
Okay. You're still advancing and attacking, right?
Yes.
Okay. Good to know. We have 3 advance and attacks with Satya, Choyu, and Junsho. Is that correct?
No, I'm defending still.
You're defending. Okay. So
Shoza, Satya, and Junsho are attacking, and
Got
the
it.
others are defending.
okay. So the Bender group cannot. You said that they couldn't
They
advance
can
and attack.
Mhm.
They can't attack. So they are going to evade and observe while Fior's mom does an advance and attack. So they'll go last. Maya and Shoyu, I believe, are first up.
Yeah.
So give me those rolls. We're getting the rhythm down.
I dropped
it's
it.
different.
I picked it up.
Oh,
Thank you.
fuck yeah.
Thank you, fucking God. 12.
Oh
got a
my
14.
god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. All right. So pick your 2 and let's commit. Mine's out for blood. Mine's gone immediately feral.
In real life, I'm not like, gee, I would be advancing and attacking right now, but like, it's okay. I want to choose divert and try to divert the attack going at Choyu. And I also would like to choose retaliate, which is a basic maneuver, steal stuff for their blows, because if I do retaliate in the same move as I do divert, then I deal an additional fatigue to that person.
Cool.
And then for me, I'm choosing my 2 basic ones again. So I'm readying myself for her to punch me in the face or murder me. Who
It won't
knows?
happen.
And then I'm also going to retaliate and that basically, if she attacks me, she takes fatigue.
Yeah, totally.
Oh, and then for my ready, I'm gonna assign myself prepared again because I'm bracing for her to murder me.
Cool. Totally makes sense. Yeah, in the context, so I think narratively I'll switch it around just because we've got sort of two things going on here, if that makes sense. Two engagements necessarily. So she hacks a wall up and tries to get that down. And what type of bender is Ji Young, or is Ji Young a non-bender? Ji Young's not a bender.
Ji Young is a non-bender.
How do you divert a fist of water coming down on Choyu?
I think G would just, so G was taught to fight by an earthbender and a former Kyoshi warrior. She is not an earthbender nor a Kyoshi warrior, but she kind of moves like them. So she would probably I'm trying to picture their positioning. I know that Fior's mom is kind of sitting up against the back and Choyu is in front of them.
Yeah.
So I think G would step into the path of the fist of water coming and put her arm up like that and brace herself hard, earthbending sort of stance, and just take it and slide a little bit back with the force of it, but just take it.
Yeah, totally. That makes sense. So you just tank the hit, and you're able to divert it away from Choyu being crushed.
Comes the light
does. Yeah.
Stupid.
And
sorry.
you can clearly, it's funny. No, it's good.
Wait,
and
what did you say?
I said it becomes a light shower. It sprays off me and you get a little sprinkle.
There's a rainbow. There's a rainbow in the mist.
Oh,
yeah.
Sorry, keep going. What were you going to say?
And you can see that she's clearly pissed off by that and sort of moves to position herself more towards the entrance in the doorway.
She would also, because I was hit by, oh, wait, never mind. Okay, so the retaliate thing, the other move that I took, that only happens if a foe inflicts fatigue, condition, or shifts my balance. So this would not, that would, okay, cool. Yeah, correct. Then I simply take it. Sometimes
with this system, you predict for what might come, and even if that action doesn't, it's sort of totally. It's sort of chess in a way, almost. It's like you're baiting moves and trying to see what they go for and what they don't.
Perfect. Okay.
And you had done ready, I believe?
I did ready and retaliate. So the same thing.
Ready and retaliate.
If once it's her turn, because she goes after me, if she tries to inflict fatigue, condition, or shift my balance, she also takes a negative fatigue, and then I chose ready to prepare myself again. So I have prepared.
Okay,
and I think in the actual scene, she's probably stretched her arm out or whatever to do that bending, and I want to just try and push her against the wall to get her to stop moving. Actually, no, I can't do that because that would be an attack, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that's more like an attack and advance action. Yeah.
Then I guess I'm just bracing next to her, and Choyu's still gonna try and talk to her, but it's not looking too hot for that.
That's why G went in there.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
Really quickly.
Yes.
It's fine if I think this might be because we're going in the order that it's supposed to go, which is defend and maneuver first, and then advance and attack next. But the divert move doesn't get rid of her attack. I just take the attack. So if she successfully does the attack, I will take that fatigue, and then I will be able to do retaliate.
Yeah. And also, that also means Choyu won't take that fatigue.
Yeah.
So Choyu won't retaliate.
I threw my dice again.
Okay, so you do get your retaliate in that sense, yes? Since you diverted that attack?
In a sense, yes.
Okay.
Would I be able to get out a sentence to her in my defensive?
Yes. yes, we can get out a sentence. The strike on you, Maya, is going to mark 2 fatigue.
2. Okay, cool. She
Yeah.
will also take 2 fatigue because of my
Okay.
retaliate off of my divert.
Cool, gotcha. What is the sentence you wanted to say to her?
I think I'm just like glaring at her, and I want to ask her, like, what are you doing? I think is all I'm able to say. Is like, what are you doing here?
And she just like, she doesn't Lin Bei Fong it necessarily, but she just sort of goes, "What are you doing with your ship?"
So Junsho is smashing, and so what that looks like in her mech suit is she does a move where she smashes her foot down and electricity kind of rumbles across, like a lightning strike goes through her boot towards this waterbender who's, starting to bend. And as she does it, she goes, "It's not his boat anymore," and then just does that.
Cool. That's a really good lead into the next attack sequence that we're going through with Shoza and Junsho and Satya. So with that bolt of electricity shot towards them, Shoza or Satya?
For it.
Oh,
Okay. No, you're eating. I'll go. Okay, so I roll first. Where's my thing? There we go. Jesus fucking Christ. My beautiful baby was born for this. So 13.
Oh, yeah.
All righty then. And Satya, what'd you roll?
Oh, I rolled.
Basic or mastered techniques.
Oh, no. I rolled a 4.
Well, okay.
Oh.
Maybe narratively, Satya's a little stunned by her own action of like going for the fucking palms.
Yeah, I think that stunned her, especially, she's a bender. She doesn't use it out of spite, but I think that came from such a deep place of rage and a little bit of jealousy. And it's just really, really affecting her physically now.
If you want, you can, it says on a miss, you stumble, but you can shift your balance away from your center either way to use a basic technique if you want.
So if I shifted away from,
your center, so either way, you can choose which principle.
Basic. Okay, she would probably do that. I'll shift my balance away from center towards action.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Makes a lot
Away
of
from
sense.
forgiveness.
Hey, look,
God,
we're
that makes a
playing
lot
the
of
system
sense.
right now. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah.
This is cool. Yeah.
And she's very close to losing her balance as well.
Woo!
Yeah. And I will I would like to smash. Just want to smash something.
Satya smash. All right, let's go.
Smash.
So, I think she realizes that like she doesn't have the focus right now to use her daggers accurately. So she's just going to use the pommel of one of the daggers to just go in on someone. And I think I can inflict a status. Can I trap one of the benders underneath me? So like smash him and hold him down?
Yeah, absolutely.
So that they have the trapped status. Yeah.
Cool.
That she'll take 3 fatigue for that though.
All right. That works. So you pommel strike one of the benders down and just like pin them essentially.
Yeah.
And Shoza, what's our big hitter doing?
So let's see. So I can do 2. Oh, interesting. I did this incorrectly. So the way Overwhelm works, it doesn't inflict 3 fatigue on my target. I mark 3 fatigue to do it. Okay, so I did that wrong. Okay, so I'll mark my 3 fatigue from that previous engagement. Shoza, I am going to. Okay, interesting. So the way this is written, strike, the way it's written, the foe chooses whether they mark fatigue, mark a condition, or shift their balance.
Yes.
But if you, the player, mark one fatigue, you can force them to mark the 2 fatigue.
Yes.
Okay. So Shoza is going to square up on this waterbender and then strike them. And I am going to mark 1 fatigue to force them to choose to mark 2 fatigue.
Okay, cool. So the 2 of you are able to take down 2 of the benders currently.
That's one of my 2 actions.
Yes. 2 of the benders. And what's the other one?
And then, so Shoza is going to come in and do kind of like a sort of like a wrestling move combination, like leg, like from the side, leg sweep and face grab, and just like plant one of them on the ground. And then like another like explosion, like boost to the next nearest waterbender. And I'm going to strike, but I'm not going to mark fatigue on myself. So it's up to you whether they mark 2 fatigue, a condition, or shift balance.
Gotcha. Okay. And following up on Junsho's attack, the water, like the lightning strike, progresses almost to attack that person, and you almost you're able to connect with one of the benders, but 2 of the remaining benders in that group are also able to bolster their allies and make sure that while both of your attacks hit and commit, they immediately run over and do a quick healing hands with water on each of those benders, so that while they had taken like a mark of fatigue, like this is a technical thing, I don't really need to say this, but while each of them had marked 1 fatigue, their aid action from their fellow benders will immediately negate that from both of those hits, and are now over there. And that is the end of that exchange, to which Fior's mom, now by the entryway to the tower of the ship, reaches inside and begins ringing a bell very quickly.
What?
I
broke
what?
the bell.
Wait. So she was on the ship.
She
got up,
hit to the side of the ship, and threw an attack at the 2 of you that you were able to divert, and that didn't hit Choyu. In that time, was able to sprint over. Choyu was like, "What are you doing on the ship?" And Fior's mom was like, "What are you doing with Fior's ship? Like, no, you!" Like, and then reached in and began ringing bell.
Okay, cool. Fucking Christ in a cracker. Is it like a new round, or I guess no one's technically in combat yet?
Nobody's technically taking combat. We are not committing to a new exchange unless somebody's throwing a punch.
Can I try to intimidate her?
You can try to intimidate her, yeah. How is the way you're going to try to do that?
I think G is going to, because G was like standing like up to take the blow, and as she runs and starts ringing the bell, G is going to like slam her arms to the side, like shaking off the rest of the water, whip out her meteor hammer so that it like cracks like a whip, and at the like top of her lungs she's gonna yell, "Sit down!" Specifically at Fior's mom.
Can you say that again?
So I know the sit down part. Is she committing an action or threatening an action?
Threatening. She's not attacking her. She's
Okay.
cracking the whip. She's
Okay.
cracking it like a whip. It's
Got
not,
it.
it's a-
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's a little
I guess-
extra.
A little in G Younga Jones. That was such a bad. Oh, that was terrible.
It took me a second, but as soon as he tried to Jones, I was like, oh.
Wait, what's the
I was-
joke?
Indiana Jones in G Anna
He's got a whip.
Jones. Yeah,
Ah,
got a whip.
I see.
Got a whip.
It was,
You know,
oh,
also very
I'm-
hot. It's
and
fine.
nothing. There you go. Roll your intimidate, please.
Please. It was so sexy. Let it be sexy.
That.
Okay, that's passion, right? Yes. Okay, that is that's a 9.
Okay, that is a hit. So, choose. You may pick.
You
Into
pick,
backing
Riley.
off or giving in. Gotcha. She stops ringing the bell, and all eyes turn towards her on the ship. She doesn't sit down necessarily, but she does not like I imagine sit down, like the way you say it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But she like very much is sitting down. She's non-combat right now. She's clearly hands up. She says, I think there is a misunderstanding.
I agree.
All right. And she just, all of the watching attendant vendors, she just gives. And you see all of them just very, very hesitantly, but also immediately, because like they're all clearly like loyal to her. They all do it, but it's like not hesitant at her command, hesitant at what all of you might be doing in retaliation. The ship stops diving and everything for a moment. There's a crackle of electricity for Junsho. There's the guy under the pommel of Satya. There are the vendors who were just punished by Shoza, who are all now like slowly collecting themselves and like sort of hands like this at the ready, but like watching Shoza and what Shoza's going to do. She just sort of turns to Ji Young. I need to understand something first and foremost. Where's Fior?
I'm gonna look at Shoyu and try to get a sense of if they want to say something, and if they, it doesn't seem, if do they want to say something?
I think once she asks that, Choyu stands up and is just like staring at her, like also just very confused. And I think they say, he left.
Left? Do you have any more information than that? Left where? With who?
He and Nimbia left after unsuccessfully trying to kidnap me.
Who are you?
You're Fior's mother, correct?
And you are?
Yang Gui Wang.
I gotta think for a second here, folks.
While you think of that, Shoza is standing over someone who they had like just been fighting and has them on the ground. And in the background, we hear Fior's mom and Shoyu talking essentially the lines that they just had. And as Shoyu mentions Nimbia leaving with Fior, we see like Shoza's fists, which are like already like kind of like bunched up in this guy's like clothes or whatever, like tighten and like get a little too tight on the dude.
Okay. You see, when Shoyu says their full big person name, every single bender on the ship tense, and like they had already been looking at their leader, but like now they are looking. Everyone is like, it's the
Please,
moment
can I kill him?
it's the moment of going from the hand near the pistol to hand on the grip. Like we are now a moments away from a brand new exchange, and everybody's looking. And she just says,
really quickly, Gia's just gonna like put herself kind of closer to Choyu. That's
sure,
it.
Yep. Slow movements, slow close.
Was the bell for alerting other Water Nation people?
Do you want to assess the situation?
Yes, because I have a
Yeah.
mind for breaking shit, and I think if Junsho thought that that's what that was for, she would be ready to break it. And assess the situation as focus, right? Or creativity.
Creativity, yeah.
Yeah, in that case, it's a 9.
Okay. What question would you like to ask then?
Is that bell for alerting other Water Nation people?
She's been doing this with her one hand while keeping this one up. And you realize now the reason she's keeping that one up is partially to show you, hey, like while she did this. But it is also to keep the people you can see behind her from coming out. But unmistakably, there are now another group of people. You can't determine their numbers because of shadows, but there's at least 2 of them. And she's keeping this hand up very carefully.
But I don't notice other ships.
No other ships.
Okay.
It's people from like below decks.
Yeah, like
Right. Fire Nation ships are fucking big.
Yeah, they are.
Okay. So Junsho, while this conversation is happening, is going to be ready to use the break move to break that bell.
Okay.
So that way they can, if they have to, we can get the fuck out of here before more people come. So.
Cool.
Okay, sorry to interrupt the scene, but just needed to clarify.
It's a good ask, and we can see that from Junsho's perspective too, of like looking at hand to bell to boots, just peeking outside of the shadows, concealing them. And it has been silent this entire time. But she will, with her hands still in these positions. What business did you have with my son?
Choyu pauses for a moment, and they're sort of thinking, and I think they just like take a breath and they sigh a little bit. Your son and I were dating for some time before he decided to kidnap me and try to take me to you and his father.
In the context of like the show we're creating, we see every one of the waterbenders' eyes go between like Choyu, go between Fior's mom, like, beep, beep, and then just like a bunch of like question marks kind of erupt over everyone's head. And she's just, perhaps we should talk then.
Perhaps we should. Why are you in my land?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that your parents are the ones in charge of this land currently. And in addition, the Earth Kingdom has only domain over its own Earth. The waters are still respected by the tribes most often. Yeah, she's using technical nautical
Is that how that works?
shit.
The technicalities? Do we not own any water?
I think rivers fall.
It's a real deep reach, and you know for a fact that like that's not really a thing, but like the thing with this is that as the four nations have rebalanced and new political lines have been drawn, everybody's negotiating like where everything is a little more closely now. And it's like, sure, she can claim that. Whether it has any actual efficacy or not is like, you could call her on it, but that might lead to an escalation. You know what I mean? It's like, do you want to let that ride, or do you want to, like, it's iffy enough and the situation is tense enough that it might not make a difference whether it's actually legit or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think like Choyu is smart enough and like well versed enough in these kinds of like politics stuff that they're not going to argue that specific point, even though they're pretty sure that that's
They're
not
pretty sure
true.
it's bullshit. Yeah, you're right.
I think what they are going to say is, my parents aren't here right now, and as the crown prince of this region, I'm in charge here. And I've heard reports that Shershu are going missing, and reports that you might have something to do with that. So sure, let's talk.
I can't keep my hands here forever, but just assume that they're there in those stances until I change. I don't know what reports you may have heard or from what sources they may be from. You are welcome to inspect the ship and see that none are aboard.
Call off your people.
I need to have some assurance from you that you will not attack unprovoked like you did initially. If you can convince me of that, I will do so willingly.
Choyu's gonna turn around and look at the rest of the Chaos crew.
Satya, Pommel, Shoza, like God's like, yeah, it's a lot of like.
Choyu is calm, but they're gonna turn around and be like, "Are y'all chill? Like, be chill."
Shoza stands up from the person they were just towering over, and looks at Shoyu, and you have seen Shoza in battle, and you know that Shoza in battle is a little different of a person. They're like a little more serious isn't the right word, because they still like have a good time. They're still like laughing and smiling, but they're much more focused. This isn't that. You see someone who was raised by a military officer turn to you and say, You're not going below deck unless every single person down there is brought up here first where we can see them. That's standard
you
boarding
nods.
procedure.
I wish to make it clear, I am not surrendering my vessel to you. You are welcome to inspect it for the accusations which you have made. My men will remain in place where they are.
Shoza cracks their knuckles and rolls their neck.
I am only respecting your authority as a representative of the crown because of your relationship with my son.
Junsho doesn't
Let me be let me be very clear in that. Were you anyone else, if your relationship was anything else, this will be going very differently. And should I find out you've lied about any of that, I can assure you my retaliation will be immediate.
There will be no retaliation. You will not touch a hair on their head. And if I search the ship and I find that there has been any kind of deception, I will kill you first. Is that the agreement we can come to? Choyu, you don't have to move. I will search.
We'll both search.
And you are?
None of your fucking business.
Okay. We're here.
If everyone had their hands on the grip of the pistol, this is the hammer being pulled back moment.
She is so.
Yeah, your bodyguard.
No,
Your bodyguardees have certainly put themselves in an interesting line of fire here.
It's great. Maya's
Junsho,
loving it.
like,
G's having a panic attack.
After the comment about respecting the crown, Junsho like has gotten more irritated and more ready, and just looks at G, who she can tell G is starting to like be like, what do I do? What do I do? Looks at G and goes, Shoza and I have Chuyu. You go with Satya. It will be fine.
Okay. How does that sound to you, ma'am?
Not the ma'am after that.
Hana.
The one respectful person on this boat.
Sorry, what did George's mom say?
Hana.
Your name is Pana.
P-A-N-A. Pana.
Can we call you Pana? Should we call you Miss Pana? Like,
I am no one's ma'am.
oh, okay. This is why
Yes,
I'm not in charge of
that
diplomacy.
is agreeable. To reiterate the terms, you and your associate, she looks at Satya, will be going below decks to investigate the claim as to whether we have any Shirshu on board. Should you find any, I would then ask, it's not her asking, for you to leave my vessel, unless, she looks at Choyu, you have further business you wish to discuss. Should the evidence be none to your liking, you ensure me that you will not immediately retaliate before anything can be clarified. You get to look, don't get to act.
Is there a move where I can try to discern if she's lying or hiding something?
Suspicious mind.
Suspicious mind.
Wait, can I also do that?
You have that. You have that. I also took that.
Yep.
I have. That's like a thing that I specifically have on my character sheet.
Yeah.
I don't think I have that.
No, it's a guardian move, but I also took that from my growth questions.
Word. So let's have you roll for the two suspicious minds. just so everybody knows, when you watch a person carefully to figure them out, roll with focus. On a 7 through 9, hold 1. On a 10 plus, hold 2.
And then you can spend the holds to
You
do
can
stuff.
spend the
spend the
holds to
hold
ask
to-
questions.
Yes, to ask questions. That's just
On
a
a-
little
and
different
on a miss-
terminology.
On a miss, you tip your hand.
Yes.
But we can shift our balance away from center to ask one question right then anyway.
Yes.
You've got to be fucking with me.
I rolled a 6.
I rolled 2 1s on the die, which makes it a 4 total.
Satya's very distracted.
You
He's
don't
a
know
very
shit
good
about
liar.
shit.
He's a
Evidently,
very good liar.
she is. If this is a poker table, she's not giving away any fucking tells that you can see.
For the,
She's speaking very plainly and like, yeah.
for the part of it saying that on a miss you tip your hand. How would that do mechanically? Like we're telling the truth as well. I'm not really sure how to interpret you tip your hand. Is that more of like a flavor?
I think with something like that, you would only tip your hand if you have a hand to tip.
Okay.
So if you
That's
don't,
fine.
then it moves on.
We just
Let
don't
me-
know
Usually is
shit
how that
about shit.
works.
Let me see. I think I actually do have something. Let me ask a question to 2 of you. And depending on the answer you give, that might tip your hand to a sense or degree. Because again, neither of you have really anything to conceal,
No.
but she doesn't really buy the fact that you're going to abide by her terms. And she would be looking probably specifically at Satya to see whether, like, sizing her up about whether that actually, especially that clause about not attacking before, like, talking. Like, is Satya of a state of mind where it looks like she, like, what would Satya's intention be, you know, if that occurred, you know?
Yeah, I think that if Satya were to find that there's something on the ship that is not agreeable to her, it would be a storming back upstairs, I'm going to attack you now type situation.
Okay. And I think in that regard, since Ji Young doesn't really have anything to like give away, but like she will recognize that energy in you and probably predict that that might happen if that's sensible on the tip of your hand.
Yeah,
You-
yeah.
Okay.
It could be a thing where like she would be prepared if you do attack her. She would have like the prepared
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
status.
Let's call it that per se. Are these terms agreeable?
They sound fantastic. May I suggest one slight amendment?
You may suggest.
We're not just looking for Shershu. We're looking for evidence of Shershu having been here, having been poached, etc., etc. It's not just if we find a giant tongued creature in the bowels of your ship.
All right. I will-
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your cooperation. Let's go.
Okay. And I imagine you're just walking by her at that point.
I will take Satya's hand if she'll let me. If she'll let me as we go.
There's a dagger in it, but yeah.
Yeah, I'll still take it.
Okay.
Holding hands around a dagger.
What's more gay than that?
Yeah.
All right.
While
So-
they go downstairs, I think Choyu would like allow her, or not allow her, but I think they try to talk to her again while they're down there. But you
Okay.
guys can have your scene first.
Okay, sounds good. So, where are you headed in the ship? You're given sort of an attendant. She like motions over for someone to like assist you, and they just very plainly say, "Where would you like to begin?"
Your biggest open spaces, maybe?
If along the way, it'd be wonderful if we could just sort of comb like the levels, every room. Thank you.
Look, don't touch. Understood?
Whatever.
All right. And he just turns, and the first place he leads you to is the galley, and which is adjacent to a lot of the quarters and crew quarters. I'm imagining you're creating a set situation roles all along this route, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
I guess so.
Okay.
Hey,
Come
Chris,
on.
how's Satya's creativity?
It's a 0.
Me too. The two best people to go looking for shit. Let's go.
Come on, dice. Oh yeah, that's a 9.
Okay.
I'm mostly looking at Satya.
That's totally fair. That's totally
Roll a
valid.
3?
You rolled a
I
9
rolled a
though.
1 and a 2.
Okay.
Ugh, that's so sad. I'm sorry.
I gotta get these dice.
What question about the galley do you want to ask?
Do I see like animal remnants anywhere, like droppings, blood, fur, scales? I don't know what it has on it, but
so to explain what a shirshu looks like, they're typically huge. They're able to be ridden by multiple people, and they're like sort of like bears and shrews in a way. I'm not entirely sure what the two animals that they're like mixed with in the Avatar universe, so anybody can feel free to correct me on that. But they're big, so you would notice if a shirshu was in the room. They're not small creatures. Right. There are no animal droppings. It's just a shur and a shoe.
I'm kidding.
Oh, okay.
Because it's a sure shoe.
That's fair. Okay. There's no animal droppings. There's no blood. You do see that there's clearly food that's out, some fish, some vegetable stuff, a lot of like roughage. And the kitchen area is a little bloody in the way that kitchen areas are bloody, but it's not like bloody. And certainly not to the degree that like a shirshu would be cooked or eaten, if that makes sense.
Okay.
It's clearly, like Fire Nation construction, but everything is water tribe like themed. There's pelts and stuff, but you don't recognize any of the pelts or furs as shirshu, and nothing screams indecency here. It just seems like normal galley that's being used by these individuals.
And there are no weapons laying about. Like people are armed, I assume, but there's not just like stashes of weapons around.
No, there's not stashes of weapons around. You can see that as you pass Pana, like the people in the hallway behind her were roughly 24. Like the majority of the rest of the vessel had like come up, and they all give you like big looming eyes as you walk past. But a scan of the galley and it turns up nothing.
Okay.
Is this adequate? Shall we proceed?
Next room, let's continue the tour.
All right. Can we cut to Choyu and
totally.
Hana talking? Yeah, so we can do this sort of back and forth beat. We take one shot with them, take one shot with someone else, if that works for you all.
So I think once they disappear down there, Choyu is just going to look at her and just say, if you would like to ask me anything about your son, you can.
Why did he want to kidnap you? I understand why he wanted to kidnap you. But my anger is not with the Earth Nation specifically, or even the Earth Kingdom, rather.
What are you angry about?
Internal affairs.
What do you mean?
There are many in the Water Tribe who wish to assist in its rebuilding. I believe that we should be given a chance to determine our own way in the world.
Has that not been the case?
You're really not familiar with what's recently occurred, have you?
Out of character. Do I know what's going on?
Nope.
Cool. Great. Love that. Then Shoyu is just gonna like kind of look at her like, no, I'm not familiar. I've been gone.
When the war ended, the Southern Water Tribe began to rebuild our space. It was those from the Northern Water Tribe who also came to assist in the rebuilding process. They sought to impose their heritage and culture upon us. Many in our tribe desired to preserve our uniqueness outside of them. There was a fight through which I lost my husband.
Out of character clarification.
Yeah.
Because as far as I'm like me, the player is aware,
Yeah.
Fiore's dad is alive.
Yeah, here's the thing about that. Fiore has been saying his dad is alive.
Okay.
Fiore has never really talked about his dad's death to the degree where he just never mentioned it.
Okay. Cool. Great. Love that. So out of character also.
Yep.
So Fiore, when he was doing his whole monologue about wanting to impress his dad and like he's doing this for him, blah blah blah. His dad was actually dead, and he's either just straight up lying about everything, or he.
Well, I mean, there's the ability to like go into the spirit world, right? So like in this universe, we've established that people can talk to the dead. So
the average person, could the average person?
Huh?
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, could the average person be able to reach into the spirit world like that?
So like
average people interact with the spirit world all
right?
the time.
Like even in Avatar, like there's been people who got kidnapped into the spirit world for a bit, like Sokka
went,
right? So yeah, I fully believe that Fiore either believes that he's going to be talking to his dad, or has spoken with his dad in the spirit world, or was about to be knocked into the spirit world by Junsho. So like like I fully think like that Fiore could believe that he is going to do something to impress his dad, even if it is that his dad can like when there's that certain time of year or whatever where the spirit world and the living world are like able to connect easier, and so like that could be like how Fiore thinks that he's going to talk to his dad and tell him all the things he's accomplished. So
there is also the interpretation of I'm doing this for his father's living memory. You know, some people talk about dead loved ones and they say, I'm doing this for my dad. I'm going to come and have you meet him. You know, like sometimes people have them meet their parents by like telling them the story of their death or taking them to where they're buried.
I super just realized it's just
Yeah, what'd you
I want you to
realize?
meet my dad. I'm gonna murder you.
There is also that
Well,
interpretation.
I think Sphinx meant that Junsho was going to help Fior meet his dad, but I like that interpretation too.
Oh, I
There's
didn't
a
even
lot
see
of
what they were
different-
saying in chat.
There's a lot of different interpretations that could be pushed here. Also, big shout out to Drop the JB in chat for saying that a Shirshu is an anteater, wolf, and star-nosed mole cross.
I'm going to
So
argue with
that
the star-nosed mole, a shrew, because there are shrew that have poisonous saliva, and an anteater.
That's fair. That's totally fair. But it's one combination of those three for sure. Yeah.
For sure, shoe.
For sure, Shu. Great. Fun.
So
I love
anyway,
it.
when she says the bit about the death, I think Choyu looks visibly shocked.
He clearly didn't mention any of this to me.
He told me when he was taking me to, I assume we were going back to the Southern Water Tribe. He told me he was doing this for his father, to impress his father or something, and that he was sorry.
Never quite had a straight head on that one, did he? My son can be, as I'm sure you're aware, tactless
Oh, I know.
and headstrong. Yes, I'm sure you do. I do not know his intent. I would very much like to know where he is. If you have
don't
any
know. Nimbia took him. He was hurt when we stopped him from taking me. He got hurt, and Nimbia took him to nurse him back to health.
Did this occur near any place? Was it nearby a city or village or landmark?
In the wilderness near Omashu.
Near Omashu. All right. And
Last
we'll
I
cut
heard, they were going back home.
to Nimbia's home.
They just said home.
And I think on that we'll cut to Satya and Ji Young.
Doing a great job of looking around.
Doing a great job of searching the ship. The next place that they'll take you to is probably the cargo hold. You know, that's the next big open area. You want to roll your assesses?
Can I ask
Says
the
left.
attendant to open some of the boxes? If there's like crates and stuff in there, I just assume cargo hold. It's holding cargo.
How about you make the roll first, and
Okay.
then we'll do that exchange. Yeah.
Another 9.
Maybe if I
Nice.
don't roll my dice on my notebook, it'll be better. It wasn't. It was the exact same rolls before.
Yeah,
It was
me
a
too.
1
A 5 and a 4.
and a 2.
Incredible.
I'm gonna put these dice away. You guys do your scene, and I'm gonna scream and mute and then scream.
Okay.
Clip that, please, someone.
Oh my God. So there are crates, you know, it's a cargo hold. There's crates and there's, tarps strewn over things. There's a lot of that. It's cargo hold. That's typical. And you're not seeing, again, no animal droppings, no blood, no fur that doesn't look like, a Shirshu's fur. There's no clear indicators here. What is the question you would like to ask specifically?
Well, because I was told that I couldn't touch things.
Correct.
So I'm just gonna ask, would you mind opening a few of these boxes, maybe 3 of them at random that I choose?
My orders are to simply accompany you and show you the areas. It is not to expose any of our supplies or materials.
Well, how do I know you're not holding a Shorshu head in one of these boxes? If I open it, are you going to go snitch? You little shit mommy? Or can I touch this?
Okay. We are simply trying to do a thorough investigation. This was something that was discussed with your leader. We're told not to touch anything, so we're trying to do this in a way that fits with all of the parameters of what we talked about.
He'll just sort of like huff and puff, like clearly was about to say something very untoward to Satya, but like with your interjection, you don't have skulls of Shorshu, and he just like begins prying open one of the crates in freaking crates, and then pops it off and opens it up. It looks like there's a lot of weapons in these boxes. Not a lot of Shorshu stuff in the first.
What you got there? A knife.
No, no.
It's a lot of Water Tribe weaponry in the first crate.
Does it look like it's been used, or are they like in pristine condition?
That's a pretty good question, and I'll cop to that. They look used, but like not broken. They've been kept in fine working order, but they're clearly like tools, that have been and seen use. What that use might be, who knows? But like they have been used. They're not pristine, brand new, but like just seems reasonable, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he pops open the second box, and you can see a lot of capsules. They're sort of like capsules. They're longish like this, and they have sort of like an odd coloration to them, but like they're about yay big and like yay round.
Does it look like there's something in them?
Yeah, like is it filled with gunpowder or
blood?
No, not blood, not gunpowder.
Sorry.
It looks like a liquid.
Can I see that?
Shorshu saliva.
See it.
Right, that's what I'm thinking.
And you just he like holds it out for you to look at.
Can you swish it around?
Yeah, can you give it a little swirl for us? Just a little. Oh no, not the box. Like pick up one and do like a little.
How about you drink
it? Sorry.
Is it a liquid? Is it a powder?
It's water.
Why? Shush. It's water? What color is it?
He like looks. Water? I don't know. Water doesn't really have a color. It refracts light from whatever source.
Okay.
It's just water.
let me rephrase and also direct that towards Riley. Is the color of the container, is the color that we're seeing the color of the container, or is it a clear container and we're seeing the color of whatever's inside?
It looks like the container might be discolored a little bit from just like storage. The fluid inside sort of has a neutral looking, like it does look sort of like water.
Or
swashes.
All right. You know what? That's perfect. I'm really thirsty. I'd love a drink of water.
This?
Specifically that, yes. I like the cups. I think they're really rad.
This is... All right. I will ask if you will allow me, but I need to ask her.
If we can have some water, now that's
some water.
Hospitality.
Technically, that would be touching.
What if you feed it to me? It would be really like intimate. We could be friends. Wouldn't that be nice?
I just need to clarify with her if that's allowed.
So let's bring one of them back up with us, but let's continue our search.
Oh, okay. And he just like puts it back down into that. And you're able to pop open another crate. This one also has a lot of really small spheres. These are metallic in nature.
Oh, fuck. Those cannonballs were these fucking things.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, I was just
Fondle
guessing.
that orb.
What
Yeah,
do you
they're-
need these? What do you need these for?
Defense.
Don't you
There
have
are-
water for that?
You know, it's a progressive time and a lot of things are technology is advancing. And yes,
That's
we
fair.
have our water, but we don't have our water at all times. Sometimes
That's
we
very
need
fair.
to utilize other things, such as our weapons, such as our tools.
Can I,
It's not for defending the ship because obviously this is a ship and it's in water. So this is for the tribe.
We
On land?
typically defend against pirates who leap onto our ship and try to board it.
But you didn't use this against us. So I just want to know who you're using this against.
She told us to dive. We follow her orders.
So where do you have these loaded up? Where are the cannons that you would have used if you had those orders?
That's the last area I was taking. Like, he's clearly, like, pressed about all of this.
we'll go there next. Can you do me a big favor?
Like, I haven't already. Sure, what is it?
Can you pick up one of those little balls and kind of just do like a little hook? I want to see how heavy they are, but I can't pick them up. So I'd love to see how your muscles engage when you hold them.
Looks about the weight of a cannonball.
Fantastic. Does it sound like there's anything rattling inside?
We're going to get to the bottom of this.
Yeah.
There is a sound, but it's not like a rattling.
What is it? What's the sound? Riley?
It's a sloshing, so to speak.
Is there water in those too?
Yes, we're a water tribe.
Does it taste different? Can I take a sip of that water as well?
I'm not destroying the capsules I can do. I cannot destroy a cannonball.
Oh,
You
I
would
get it, because you
effectively-
can bend the water inside the cannonball. Hey, listen, I'm not a bender. Takes a minute for it to click. I appreciate
All
your
right.
patience. Let's go to the next room. Make sure you bring one of those little capsules along.
Sets
Fucking
ball
love this.
down, picks capsule up, proceeds to walk. We'll cut back to show you.
I'm having
and
so much fun.
Anna. It's fun, yeah.
Where were we?
She had just sort of told you about the deal with the water tribe currently and Fiora's dad. And you had told her in turn that the last time you saw Fiora was near Amashu and that he was headed home.
With Nimbia, but Fiora's mom Pana is denying that she knows who that is.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna just I'm not taking a step towards her aggressively, but I'm just taking a step towards her because I'm confused. You don't know who Nimbia is?
They know who that is.
She was there when Fior was born. Her partner was killed by Fior's dad.
Yes. I'm aware of who Nimbia is.
So you lie. This is out of character.
I kind of think it'd be funny in character, but I get it.
Sure, fuck it. Yeah, Fior does that. Not Fior. Choyu does that. You lie.
Yes, perhaps I did lie about certain aspects of my past with a stranger who had just aggressively boarded my vessel, riding in the ship of my son. Perhaps I did conceal some information initially because I wanted to understand who you all were.
Cool. And I think Choyu is sort of thinking about like they're trying to process everything because they had been getting over Fior over these past couple weeks, and now everything is like back. And I think they just sigh again and say, what does this all have to do with me? Why did he want me? I have no quarrel with the Southern Water Tribe or anything.
And I have no quarrel with you. If I understand my son correctly, and I like to think that I do, our family does not have the greatest history with those who would seek to lead unconditionally. Imagine he likely thought he would impress me by bringing a royal there.
Out of character. Can you repeat the first part of what you said? I didn't hear it.
She basically says that their family has a history of anti-authority, so to speak, and they're not exactly tight with the crown and royals, and not a big fan of monarchy.
Oh, well.
yeah, you know.
Did you hear about Comrade Show You the Beast?
The ultimate beast tamer. She then just goes on to say, my quarrel is not with you. I have never asked my son to do such an action against your family. It seems he was far, far out of his depth, and as he does, acting way before he ever thought about the situation.
So you condemn what he did, and Show You saying that loud enough for everyone else, like all the other benders, like of her people to hear it?
My quarrel is not with you or your family. The action he took is not one which I asked of him, and one which is not desirous to what we are trying to accomplish. No, I would say that I do not approve of his actions.
Show You just sighs again.
And she says that, I want to make sure, she says that quietly enough, but loudly enough that everyone can hear it. Like you were trying to make it like a thing, and she did sort of like a stage whisper she knew everyone would hear, if that makes sense.
And what did she say again? I didn't catch it again.
Didn't ask Fior to do it. Doesn't think that it was in line with what she's trying to do. Doesn't approve of it.
Cool. And I think like the last thing Show You just has to say then is so now that we've acquainted ourselves, humor me for a moment. What would you theoretically need Shershu for?
Theoretically?
Theoretically. Trying to find someone? Something? They've been missing, poaching. Someone's been poaching them, and according to reports, it's been, well, you. So, theoretically.
Theoretically, what I would say is this. My tribe, my way of life, is to hunt and use every piece of an animal.
Yeah, but all of them? Isn't that not sustainable?
No, you're correct. That's not sustainable. and not in keeping with any of our practices. So, should I or someone of like-mindedness wish to do that, they would take what they needed from the animal and then let them loose, were it able to be done.
And out of character, what parts of this animal are useful? It was mentioned poisonous saliva.
Shirshu have very interesting properties. Their noses are exquisite to the point that if you give them a piece of fabric someone has worn, they can track everywhere that fabric has been across the world, no matter how much time has passed. Yeah. They also have paralyzing saliva in their tongue.
So the only thing that would make sense for them to be taking is the saliva, if they're theoretically releasing them back.
If what she's saying is to be taken at face value, yes, the saliva is the only thing that might have been taken.
Can I rely on my skills and training in politics and shit to discern if she's lying?
You know what? Yeah.
Because that's the only move I have that would really make sense here.
Yeah. How about you make me that roll?
$12.
Yeah. I need to specifically look at these rules. Here's what I can give you for this. You never want to play poker with this lady because she is just a fence. She is not giving anything away. She's not wanting to. In your life in court, you have met practiced liars who are able to tell you they didn't do things which clearly everyone saw with their own two eyes and convince groups of doing. Whatever she's done is clearly concealed, and you know she's concealed. She's absolutely talking in the way where she's trying to not give a single thing away, which means she has something to give away, you know?
Cool. Awesome. Choyu's gonna file that away. Yeah, I don't think they're going to ask any more questions because I think partially Choyu wouldn't really know what else to ask at this point, and also me, the player, has no idea what else to ask at this point.
Fair enough. How about we resolve the looking through the ship with Satya and Ji-young then? Want to give that final assess situation?
Sure. I was gonna go get different dice during the interim, and then I forgot to because I was so interested in this whole thing. So you know what? I'm gonna give these dice another chance.
All right.
8.
One more chance.
Sorry.
That's okay.
Whole process to get them out here. Okay. I will put you in jail forever. You get that? It got it. It understood. That's a 10.
Nice.
That's a 10. Okay. So the last section is sort of at the front of the ship. This area has been heavily modified by the water tribe. You passing through the corridors, you can actually see where a hole in the side of the ship used to have been and has now been uncleanly packaged back up. And you see that on the inside, there's even a bracer of ice around it.
That's safe.
That continues to behold. Does Ji-young say that?
Yes. It's getting into tropical climates.
We're water benders. It's what we deal with.
No, I understand. That's like really like it's intuitive. It's not the word. What's that word? Satya, what's that word I'm looking for? It's like ingenuitive. Is that the right word? It's great. It's real smart. You're doing a great job. I'm just a little nervous. I wouldn't do it personally.
Makes sense. And in this section, you see a lot of the capsules as well, and also various tubes which have been modified at the front of the ship.
Wait. We see capsules there, like the one that we're currently carrying one of them with us.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, that shit ain't water.
That shit is not water.
It's not water. And you said tubes like ship machinery, or can we tell?
Ship machinery, yes.
Okay.
Oh, I'm fighting. Satya is fighting herself. She really just wants to take one of those capsules and stab it and spray it in the dude's face to see what happens. But also doesn't want to fight an entire ship.
Yep.
I think G is, if Satya has allowed it, G would still be like holding your hand. And I'm not sure how that would go.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
That might actually help.
Okay.
I have a move called It Doesn't Belong to You. And if Satya believes that this is Shershu saliva, she's gonna think like, this doesn't belong to you. You took it from them. And so this basically says that I can pocket it or take it.
What are you pocketing exactly?
I want to take one of the capsules, even if it's not like literally pocketed, because I know it's big. She's wearing like a hood or something. Or G is wearing large clothes as well. She'll find a way to try to take it.
That's the cartoon logic. You tuck it just like behind a thing, and the animators just make it disappear.
Yeah, they're like, okay, it's there.
Yeah. And I think while he's turned at one point, like explaining and like showing the room at large, like you can do that maneuver and just cartoon, like pocket it up the back and just sort of like adjust your shoulders to how you're standing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just like.
I do have to roll for it, so I can do that.
Please do.
Hello.
Okay. It says, on a hit, you swipe something of your choice without them noticing. On a 7 to 9, the thing you took isn't exactly what you thought it was, but the GM will tell you how. And then on a miss, you grab the goods and they notice and pursue if I exit the scene.
All right.
So it is a little bit of a risk, but it's better than attacking.
So much.
Gee, you can do the help action to give her a +1 mark fatigue and do that maybe.
Would I know she's doing it though?
If you see her going for it, you could try and distract the guy.
If I'm trying to use you to help me, I think I would like motion to you with my eyes, like distract him or something.
Then I will do it. What are those pipes for? They look rusty? Is that supposed to be rusty?
They're tubes. They're torpedo
Wait,
tubes.
is there a difference between tubes and pipes? Isn't that like the same shit?
It's somewhat, yes, I would say so, but
hey, you learn something new every day, right?
Tubes are what you put something through, and pipes are carrying something. It's a little bit semantic.
I rolled an 11, by the way.
Nice.
Because I have +3. Because I have +2 for Harmony, and then +G from 1. I mean, +1 from G.
Plus, you can add G to it.
Yeah. Fair.
So 8 + 3, 11.
Oh, that is
11.
So sexy.
What is the move called again?
It doesn't belong to you.
Doesn't? Okay. Okay. So, okay. Gotcha. So yeah, if you don't have any more questions with below the ship, he's going to take you back up to it with the capsule. And we're all back. And I imagine this is shortly after like the conversation with Fyor's mom occurred to show you. And you two come up and Pana just looks at the both of you. Was everything to your standards?
We found the weirdest water bottles, and I would love it if I could take a sip of water from one of those water bottles. Your person. What's her name?
Kovacs.
Kovacs. Great. I don't know what the word would be. Super loyal. Great. Like they didn't.
He's just got the capsule
They made
standing
sure
there.
they were listening to everything that you said. They didn't want to break any of your rules. They're fantastic. Give them a promotion. They made sure that we didn't touch it as per your regulations. So we wanted to bring it up here and ask you, may I take a sip from one of these funky looking water bottles?
No. Those are torpedoes.
What?
There are weapons. You can't take a sip from them.
You said they were water.
I said they were capsules. I'm not familiar with the term, and just kind of like is flubbing in that way that somebody was really trying to like do their most, like is doing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. All right. Damn. I just thought it would be like a funky. Anyway, yeah, nope, no shoe, nothing like that. I think maybe we can go our separate ways.
If you have nothing else to add, yes, I would prefer that.
Yeah, I'd like to go back to the ship. Shoza.
Please, by all means. Shoza, sorry.
But
Yeah, like is there a faster way that you can just send us there right now?
Oh yeah, so on the thingies, there's you basically push a button and it'll pull you back up.
Zip line you back up.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
He's gonna help Satya get attached to that zip line or whatever.
Okay.
To send her back
Cool.
up, like now.
All right. Is everybody going back up?
Yep.
Okay.
I think as they're sort of getting ready to like go back to our ship, I think I'm just gonna lock eyes with her again and just say, whatever it is that you are doing here, do it fast and get out of here.
Pleasure.
And Choyu's just gonna like give like the fakest smile at her, and we'll just like nod once, and they're gonna leave.
Okay. Anybody else?
Just that G was waiting for Choyu to go. G wants to be the last person off to make sure everybody else gets off, and then
Okay.
she will also go. She'll
So
smile, wave, go.
Shoza and Junsho, are you also pulling the cord and exiting, or? Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And is this a good place to end the session?
Yeah.
Okay. Then we will end the session with that very stereotypical Avatar, The Last Airbender, like you see Pana's face and you see her fake smile, like looking at Choyu, and then there's the music cue and she just drops it. And you see the waterbenders quickly bend their ship down into the water. And that's where we will end this week. Cool.
Well done, folks.
Whew.
We did battle.
So, yeah, you did battle. You had intense confrontations. That ship is ratcheted up. We're going a little over time, so today is going to be an abridged outro. Riley Gritch on Twitter and Twitch. Ellis, how about you take it away next?
Hey, my name is Ellis Smith. You can find me on Twitter at Hekvetica, HEKVETICA. Take it away, Christiane.
Hey, I'm Christiana. I use she, her. You can find me at Carpet Christie on Twitter. You can also find me on this channel again on Tuesday nights for Vampire the Masquerade Lost in Miami, which the beautiful Nikki is also a part of. Go ahead, Maya.
Hi, my name is Maya. You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Anxious Maya. Yep, that's everything. I am great and short and sweet. Woo! Jay, go for it.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jay. Thank you for coming and tuning into this episode. You can find me on Twitter at NalaWoo and at NalaDraws if you want to see my artwork Cool. Who's next? Nikki.
Last but not least.
All right. Coming up on TTRPG. So we have Lost in Miami on Tuesdays. This show on Saturday for a few more episodes, and our episode of the talk show this month will have Jess and Gwen from Uncaged Goddesses. So that will be super fun. Tune in for that, and I will see you all then or on Tuesday.